Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
In Georgia, Popeyes employees attack a woman in a drive-thru. In Maryland, an investigation into the murder of a woman found on a hiking trail receives over 100 tips. And in Virginia, the last words uttered by a 6-year-old after he shot his first-grade teacher are revealed. These stories and more coming at you today, Friday, August 11th, on Real Life Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Happy Friday, fellas.
Friday. What up?
Friday. And what would a Friday show be if it didn't start off with a couple of corrections and retractions?
Right.
Bye, Mike.
Which means...
Because me and Woody's stories are accurate and on the money.
And good.
All corrections and retractions, as you guys know,
going to be against us.
As you guys know, go through the board, and they are not focused on any particular individual or individuals on the show. They are just simply an audit of what goes on the show. And a number of you wrote in concerned and confused yesterday as to why Jim would do a story involving an otter when everyone understood that Woody was the show's otter expert.
We already covered that.
Okay, it's not your fault if you were confused. It was a selfish act on Jim's part to steal the story away from Woody. But in reaction, we held a special meeting of the board's Species and Regions Subcommittee to resolve the matter. And it was determined and voted on, and now officially becomes a bylaw, that species are broken out as follows. Woody has otters, walruses, elephant seals, and seagoing mammals, including whales, dolphin, and manatees. Mike is exclusively sharks of all varieties. Jim has all other seagoing creatures such as fish, other than sharks, lobster, crab, octopus, squid, eel, and others. It was also determined that species trumps region, meaning even though Jim is the Southeast Asia correspondent, if there becomes a story about a walrus attack in the Philippines, that story would belong to Woody, not Jim, since it's Woody's species and species trumps geolocation. A full list of all territories and species is not available to the public, but can be accessed by request made in writing to the board. Thank you. Those are this week's corrections.
Okay, so that board meeting evidently was you, yourself, and you. He's laughing his ass off. So now, we're going to take a vote, Jim? You want to put him on probation?
Yes.
You're now on probation.
No.
I didn't say double secret probation.
No.
Dave, if you argue with you're going to get double secret probation.
This is the show. You can go outside and have a separate board meeting later.
By yourself.
You too, if you would like. But
you had one by yourself.
But this is the show, so you cannot have a board sidebar on the show.
Okay, well, we might, Jim.
What is your objection to those rules? They just simply clarify the species you're focused on.
It's not the objection to the rules. You said it was a board meeting, and we weren't included in that board meeting.
I had a quorum.
A quorum of one. That's a great quorum.
Fridays in summer months, you can have a quorum.
Love it. Yeah, that's in the bylaws.
It is in the bylaws.
All right. So
I should really read
let's
the bylaws.
get to some true crime time for Friday.
All right, and a jury has convicted a 51-year-old motorcycle gang member this week of killing a 33-year-old several years ago and leaving his body in a crypt.
Uh-oh.
Michael DeMoro was found guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy, abuse of a corpse, and other firearms-related charges in connection with the death of David Rosilio. He will be sentenced to life in prison without parole, and the jury reached that verdict in just 7 hours. Rosilio, who was last seen alive in December of 2017, wanted to join the Warlocks, a motorcycle gang that DeMoro belonged to. The two men met at the Mount Moriah Cemetery in southwest Billy, with the assistance of a co-conspirator who served on the cemetery's nonprofit board. Then DeMoro shot Rosilio multiple times, tied a rope around his neck, and dragged his body to a crypt using a vehicle before prying open the crypt and dropping his body inside.
Pretty good place to hide a body.
Yeah, 2 witnesses reportedly corroborated the story. Rosilio's body was discovered in the crypt in August of 2020, along with the remains of 36-year-old Keith Palumbo. Man, these are a lot of Italian guys. Officials arrested DeMorio in September of 2020, along with co-conspirator Michael DeLucia, who pled guilty, a lot of Italians, to killing Palumbo. 3 other people reportedly pled guilty to helping get rid of the bodies. District Attorney Larry Krasner said, "We are committed to bringing justice in cold cases like this. I believe these convictions should send a message to any person who think they can murder others and hide the evidence of their heinous crimes." I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good place to hide them, though.
Right.
You know,
probably the crypt is airtight, and nobody's going to think about a smell coming out.
I've got to give props.
Really?
To
You
Jim
gonna give
there.
props to Jim?
He has
Holy
come.
cow, that's
Are you feeling okay?
I had a flashback to our attempted Son of Sam episode where I was in Italian name hell with you two. You nailed like 5 different Italian last names there.
Not too bad.
You did good then.
Not too bad.
You might be ready
Rosetta
for,
Stone.
You might
Rosetta
be ready
Stone.
for some of my mother's
And
gravy.
He had some HelloFresh chicken parmesan last night. So maybe
Actually did, oddly enough.
Maybe it's rolling all in there, right? So, well, interesting. Speaking of food, I'm going to tell y'all a pretty good story. People always like the way or mess with the way I say Popeyes. I'm going to take you to a Popeyes in Decatur, Georgia, which is facing a lawsuit after employees attacked a woman in the drive-thru lane. Apparently, things turned extra spicy in the drive-thru lane at Popeyes after an incorrect order. I mean, wait a minute. When did they ever get your order correct?
Yeah, I mean, your expectation should not be that it's going to be correct.
So a customer was attacked for complaining that her order was incorrect. The attack left the victim bruised and missing a large chunk of her hair. Now that hurts. "I didn't even think I was going to make it back to my kids," said Denitra Dawson. Dawson no longer loves that chicken from Popeyes after she describes as a brutal attack in the drive-thru at the hands of restaurant employees. "I simply went to get food for my kids. I still don't understand why me," she said. According to the lawsuit filed Friday, Dawson says the fast food frenzy happened after a problem with her Popeyes order. She says when she tried to get it fixed, words were exchanged and one of the employees opened up her passenger side car door and entered her vehicle.
Oh, my God.
The employee jumps into her car and begins to attack her, said Davis, who's an attorney on the case that filed the suit. Dawson says 3 employees were involved in the attack. She claims the only way she could get them to stop was by pulling out a gun. She then called Atlanta police. According to an incident report, 2 people were charged with battery, Tennis and Taylor, and a minor. A third person identified as Tanista Evans was charged with misdemeanor obstruction officer, and they ripped out the braid out of her hair all the way down to the roots, Davis said. None of that hurts. "They took my identity. I take pride in my hair. I can't get certain hairstyles," Dawson said.
Her hair was her identity?
Yeah, well, ripped out to the root.
Oh, my God.
So, Dawson says the incident left her not only with physical scars, but emotional ones also. She is not only suing the people who allegedly attacked her, but also the company that owns this restaurant. Davis alleged that the restaurant's manager had a documented criminal past involving violent acts, arguing that Popeyes showed negligence by hiring an individual and not conducting proper background checks. "This incident is an outrageous example of Popeyes' failure to prioritize customer safety and well-being," Davis said. "By hiring a manager with a history of violence, Popeyes exhibited a reckless disregard for the safety of their patrons." Sounds like he just wants some money. "The manager and 2 employees exited Popeyes and violently attacked her inside of her car. We are resolute in our commitment to holding the restaurant accountable for their actions and seeking justice for our clients." Popeyes released a statement, y'all, and they said, "We have absolutely no tolerance for violence of any kind at Popeyes restaurants. Franchise of this restaurant confirmed the incident and the employees involved were immediately terminated." And, of course, they can't share more details because it's a lawsuit, right?
Now, they have cameras there.
Oh, don't get me started on that shit. What was the name of my episode? It happened in Popeyes here.
In Walker.
In Walker.
Yeah.
The dude went in, shot his wife who was working behind the counter, and didn't kill her, so he chased her through the door, into the back door, and basically cut her head off. And of course, I got the confession out of him, but I lied to him.
And said,
the cameras were working, and the freaking cameras weren't working. I mean, Popeyes.
Yeah.
The cameras got to work, man.
Well, first of all, I mean, these personal injury attorneys. I mean, the worst thing that happened to her was she lost a clump of hair.
Yeah, but bruh. I don't
like
have that much hair left, and Jim has none. But if I pull a hunk of your hair out to the roots, you deserve a check.
Okay, but you have to prove damages, right?
Well, shit, you got it.
Okay, so
a bald spot.
What are those? So let's assume they screwed up a 4-piece meal here.
Right.
Yeah. What's that? $10 maybe,
Yeah.
the 4-piece. And then however this fight got going, I mean,
the lady complained her order was wrong, and they came out, opened her car
and
door,
just beat the shit out of her because her order was wrong.
Yeah.
And we're buying that.
And
let's say
she
that's somehow the real story.
Right.
What are the damages? Can you get $1,000 for that?
You entered my car and beat the shit out of me.
They didn't beat the shit out of me.
Well, you pulled my hair out. I mean,
I don't know.
for
I would
the
love
roof.
to see what they
they're
actually
gonna get
settle for
some,
and get there.
They're
they'll
going to get some money, but there'll be an NDA.
That is like crazy.
Yeah. Oh, Popeyes. Love that chicken.
Well,
Popeyes.
this story takes me back to our virginal days of this show, because I think it was our very first week, or maybe it was our second week.
About 8 months ago now.
And we could not believe that a first grade student would be able to get a gun and bring a gun into a school and then actually
6-year-old
shoot his teacher.
6-year-old.
6-year-old. And so now we're getting some details we didn't have earlier, because some warrants have been unsealed, and they reveal the shocking words the 6-year-old student uttered after brandishing a gun at school and shooting his teacher in the classroom. He said, "I shot that bitch dead."
Yep. I read that last night.
6-year-old. "I shot that bitch dead." He said it just
dead.
moments after the shooting, according to Amy Kovac, who is a reading specialist at Rich Neck Elementary in Newport News, Virginia. Kovac rushed into the classroom afterward and restrained the child until the police arrived. The unsealed warrants described how Kovac had heard a gunshot and witnessed several children running out of the classroom. 25-year-old Abigail Zwerner, who, this is the teacher, also dashed out, bleeding from the hand and upper torso before she collapsed in the front office and was rushed to the hospital. The warrant says Kovac went into the classroom where she found the boy standing by his desk with the gun next to him on the floor. "I did it," the boy said, according to Kovac. "I got my mom's gun last night."
Oh.
I got my mom's gun last night, and I shot that bitch dead. Earlier in the day, 2 students had told Kovac they saw the boy with a gun in his backpack. Kovac and a school administrator are said to have searched, and we talked about this a lot back then, are said to have searched the student's backpack at recess, but did not find the firearm inside at that time. Zwerner's legal team filed a $40 million lawsuit against the school board and certain administrators back in April. Her lawyers contend that several school employees, including Zwerner herself, had warned administration about this kid before the shooting unfolded. When interviewed at the hospital after the shooting, she told investigators she had separated her first grade class into 2 groups after recess for a reading activity when the boy pulled out the gun. "What are you doing with that?" she said, right before the boy fired the shot at her. The warrant says Zwerner told investigators there had been multiple disciplinary incidents involving the same student leading up to the shooting. They involved physical violence and threats of violence, which had been reported to school administrators, and nothing had been done, which is why Zwerner is going to be very wealthy as a result of...
You remember,
if
you remember, the mom got arrested.
Yeah, after the fact. Yeah.
After the fact.
Well, we go from one update to another with an update on the story we brought to you just a couple of episodes ago regarding the gun thefts in Louisiana at the gun store in Ascension Parish. Yeah. 2 men have been arrested in connection to that burglary in Ascension Parish. The U.S. Marshals Middle Louisiana Fugitive Task Force, with the help of the Sheriff's Office, located and arrested Daryl Morris Jr., he's 22, of Convent at a housing complex along Highland Road in Baton Rouge around 10:15 p.m. Tuesday, August 8th, the St. Charles Sheriff's Office helped find and arrest Quindell Jones, 18.
That's a wide geographical area, too, between Baton Rouge and St. Charles.
Absolutely. Also of Convent at an apartment on Ormond Boulevard in Destrehan on Monday, August 7th. According to law enforcement, Morris Jr. and Jones, who were wanted on several charges stemming from their involvement in the burglary of Hebert's Guns in Prairieville on Monday, July 31st. An official said Morris was booked into the EBR Parish Prison. He'll be transported to the Ascension Parish Jail on a slew of charges. Jones was booked into the St. Charles Parish Jail, and he's also going to be transported to the Ascension Parish Jail. Detectives with the Sheriff's Office are leading the investigation in Ascension Parish, and they still have 3 more to go. I'm sure they're going to get some. They're going to get these men,
I don't know,
idiots talking.
They said it's definitely gang related. I read that last night.
Yeah.
They tied it back to them being tied to some gangs. I also saw another one. I think it was in Florida or same thing. It just happened yesterday. Same MO. They go in and hit a gun store like that. So maybe it's copycats. I don't know.
Maybe did they recover? They recover any of the weapons from
they, seriously, they haven't. They haven't recovered any yet that I've seen. But whether they will, whether they've unloaded them already, is still yet to be determined.
Wonder how they found those two. You think?
I don't know. Maybe
tips.
Maybe they left some DNA on the counter or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably tips.
And tips from. I'm sure somebody calls it.
Yeah.
Hey, I think I just seen Daryl running down the road.
Right.
You know, somebody, look, there's always an enemy out there.
Right.
And that enemy from childhood sees you in Destrehan.
Yeah.
Let me call the Popo.
There you go. I'm going to get that Crime Stoppers money. Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Hey, y'all. Changing my wardrobe from summer to fall, it's never easy. Luckily, Quince offers timeless and high-quality items I adore. Ensure my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget. And there's nothing easier than going to Quince and choosing these high-quality items, like cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, washable silk tops, and so much more. The best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, and I love that. I got the stainless steel Link Apple Watch band for $59.90. It's heavy duty, it's awesome, and it's like $100 less than I could find anywhere else. And I also got a 100% organic cotton fisherman quarter zip up sweater. The color is alabaster. Man, I can't wait to wear that this fall. And Cindy got the Mongolian cashmere boat neck sweater in heather gray. And I'm telling you, these are classic pieces at a fraction of the price. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/RLRC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/RLRC to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/RLRC. You'll thank me later. All right. Listen to this, y'all. Now, here we go. Now, we've done a couple stories lately involving animals attacking people, like my otter story that Mike says Jim stole the other day.
Let's not revisit that. The board has straightened the whole thing out, and
so I became curious. So I sent the I team off to dig in the RLRCD for daily, y'all, archives to find some cases where animals themselves were used as a murder weapon. And I think you find this old Hollywood murder story interesting. So in Los Angeles, a man named Raymond Lesenbaugh, better known as Rattlesnake James, acquired a pair of rattlesnakes from an exotic pet dealer. But Lethal and Lightning, as they were named, were not meant to be family pets. Seems James and his wife's marriage were on the rocks, and James wanted out. Divorce was complicated in those days, so he opted for Plan B. Divorce is complicated every day, still to this day, but he chose a different route, y'all. He concocted a plan to cash in on a hefty life insurance policy he had taken out on Mary, who also happened to be pregnant at the time. James was concerned his plan was too big to execute alone, so he solicited the help of his friend Charles Hope. He would live to regret that decision. James and Charles gagged Mary and tied her to a chair on the kitchen table, and then they forced her left foot inside a box containing Lethal and Lightning, right? Ugh. And the two snakes were happy to do their job. Although the rattlers bit her 3 times, the venom did not prove lethal enough to kill her. Wow, that hurt. With Mary still breathing the next morning, Rattlesnake decided to finish the job by drowning her in the bathtub. Mary's body was discovered 2 days later next to a fish pond behind the house, and her death was declared an accidental drowning. Months after the death, Rattlesnake buddy Charles Hope decided he deserved a larger share of the insurance settlement than he and Rattlesnake had originally agreed upon, which was 75-25, and he wanted it to be 50-50. Rattlesnake was not going to be blackmailed and told Hope to go to hell. Instead, Hope decided he'd go to the police.
Oh, God.
The police had Mary's body exhumed, and a thorough autopsy was conducted. They should have gone to parish forensics. A thorough autopsy was conducted, revealing 3 sets of fang bite marks on the lower leg and foot, matching Hope's statements. James was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to death. Shout out to them for that. On May 1st, 1942, Rattlesnake James became the last person executed by hanging in California.
Wow.
Pretty good story, right?
It's a great story.
Yeah,
what an idiot, though.
What an idiot. You're right. I don't know, bro. That's pretty twisted. That's one of the.
Yeah, especially the
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would assume it was his kid, but maybe not.
And the decision to bring
two snakes.
You better make sure your pal is your pal.
Yeah. There's no honor among these. That's just me and Jim.
But
that's right.
When he was
Mike, you fuck.
When he was given the I pick up so many things when I listen back to the show, like shit you guys say behind my back that I don't hear. I know it just happened. It didn't go behind my back because it happened in front of me, but I was talking, so I didn't hear it. So I will hear it back later, and I'm going to go F you to both of you now because I know you just did something nasty and I didn't get to hear it. But you either renegotiate with the guy or you take him out.
Yeah.
At that point, you don't leave him. Although, I mean, he had to get some jail time.
He should have took him out.
I'm sure.
When Jim and I take you out, we're going to get a cut from Jerry on your life insurance.
My God, it won't be hard this week to get her to be part of that group.
I hope she had a happy birthday.
Yeah,
she did have a happy birthday. You guys remember the NFL quarterback Jalen Kitna that played for the Seahawks? I think he played
for the Cleveland Browns too, didn't he?
He played for the Seahawks. For sure.
I don't know if he played for the Browns. He played for the. I think he took the Bengals to the playoffs.
Oh, it was the Bengals.
I think they had a pretty good year with him. His son is a quarterback at University of Florida. So his son's a SEC quarterback who got brought up on child pornography charges some months back, and this story, I think, for the young Kitna has a positive ending here. So Jalen Kitna, the son, now a former University of Florida quarterback, is speaking out after charges were dropped against him in this highly publicized felony child pornography case. Kitna is the son of longtime NFL quarterback Jalen Kitna, as I said. Good-looking kid. You can see his father in him, and a big guy. His father was a big guy, too. In November, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children provided a tip to Gainesville police that a Discord user, that's an app, distributed an image of child sexual abuse material through their platform. Gainesville police found 2 images that were shared via Discord by Kitna. Detective Donna Montague questioned Kitna at the time, who told her he believed the images were, quote, legal, but that he realized he should not have shared them based on their reaction from the other Discord user that he shared them with. Kitna was then taken into custody on 2 counts of distribution of child exploitation material and 3 counts of possession of child pornography. Then in early July, it was suddenly announced that a plea agreement had been reached. The agreement was that Kitna would serve 1 year of probation, but was not required to register as a sex offender. So quite obviously, the case against Kitna could not have been very strong. Kitna said, "They told me an image I shared online was potentially of an underage female. I was shocked because I found it on an easily accessible legal site, and I was never looking for illegal material. The photo included only a portion of the female body. I had no reason to believe the photo might be illegal." Kitna added that he hopes, quote, to move forward to pursue a college degree, continue his football career, and his life now as a 20-year-old. He went on to encourage others to avoid the pitfalls of naive technology use. The misdemeanor plea of no contest was not an admission of guilt, and it was never adjudicated by a court, meaning there was no conviction. The police have returned all of his devices because they contain no illegal material. The University of Florida has lifted the campus ban imposed during this investigation. I understand that there are many who will never get past the original headlines, but for those who want to look at this objectively, I hope this will provide details to see the truth. This really sounds like Kitna shared a picture of a 17-year-old he believed to be an adult, and police became convinced by preliminary evidence that Kitna was a child sexual offender. Publicity was larger than it would normally be because of the high profile of the accused. The investigation concluded that this was an isolated and accidental incident. Accidental or not, there was a crime committed, so police chose this course of action to mitigate any embarrassment on their end and also to avoid litigation with Kitna. So I guess he emerges with his reputation almost intact.
The only thing
he's
that's
still scarred.
The only
forever.
thing that's incorrect in that whole thing is no contest is an admission of guilt, but you just can't be sued for it civilly. That's the only difference between no contest and a guilty plea. If you plead no contest, it's saying, yeah, I'm guilty, but I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm not contesting the charge.
Going to let you hit me freely with civil liability, right?
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
well, so technically, it was a crime, which is why that's there, because she was 17.
Right.
But their investigation found he had no reason to believe she was 17. She did not present herself that way, and there was nothing else. There was no other history
he wasn't
of anything.
A serial or pedophile or whatever.
And so, I mean, I think the kid will get a break. He's got a good name, and
he's good enough. There's a hell of a lot more NFL players that done worse than share a picture of a 17-year-old.
That be true.
All right, we're going to bring you to Maryland in a huge story developing.
The story is absolutely fascinating.
It's amazing. One of the best stories probably we've ever covered on Real Life.
This is a shot at Mike, because Mike didn't think much of the story.
Actually,
it's a big story, huge story, biggest story in the country. It's enormous.
It's
enormous.
I've been following it since the concept, but go ahead.
So let's get into it. 10 investigators are working around the clock on the case of Rachel Morin, the 37-year-old mother of 5 whose body was found near a Bel Air nature trail on Sunday. Hartford County Sheriff Jeff Gaylor said all of this on Wednesday in a press conference, that investigators are scouring every detail of the days, hours, minutes, and seconds before Rachel died in order to put together pieces of a comprehensive timeline. Now, more than 100 tips have been sent in to investigators, including some that have been promising and tremendous in advancing that investigation. This also, according to Gaylor. Investigators have spoken to Morin's boyfriend, Richard Tobin, as well as many other people close to Rachel. Now, for those that may be unfamiliar, Rachel Morin left her home on Saturday, August 5th at approximately 6 p.m. to hike what's known as the Ma and Pa Trail in the Bel Air area of Maryland. Her family became concerned when she did not return, and her boyfriend reported her missing around 11:20 p.m. that day. During an initial search of the area, Gaylor said deputies located Morin's vehicle parked near the trail. The vehicle has since been towed and will be processed for evidence. Sheriff's deputies fanned out across the trail on Saturday evening and Sunday morning, and on Sunday, August 6th, shortly after 1 p.m., a citizen is reported to having called 911 to report finding her body off the trail. Investigators believe Morin was killed sometime while she was on the trail on August 5th between 6 p.m. and when her body was found. The sheriff's office has declined to say exactly where Morin's body was found or what sort of injuries she sustained, but said that her death was clearly a homicide. This was an intentional taking of a person's life, Gaylor said Wednesday, and they are going to hold the details close to their vest to help ensure that a suspect was brought to justice. Morin's killing has drawn international attention, with media outlets around the globe sharing her story. And after numerous people on social media expressed their suspicions of Tobin, he took to Facebook to declare his innocence. That's the boyfriend. Tobin wrote that he loved Morin and would never do anything to her. Tobin acknowledged that he had a criminal record, which he attributed to a past drug problem. I have also had 15 months clean and have changed as a person, he wrote on Facebook. In his video address, Gaylor assured residents in the area that his office was taking many steps to ensure the trail is safe, including maintaining a heavy presence of deputies patrolling by foot and ATV. He also urged the public to continue sharing tips, even though they may seem inconsequential. Together we will solve this crime and find the heinous coward who took her life and bring them to justice.
Wasn't she found nude?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's going to be very interesting. I first saw it last week, and blonde. You figure it would have caught more fire than that. And, the blonde, but the being an attractive blonde, but the mother of 5, right? And then being found nude on the hiking trail, somebody's ass in trouble. Now that it's got.
And the attention on that case now.
Yeah, the attention is Yeah, it's sad that other cases don't get as much attention. I know it's lookism or whatever, but nothing sells like sex and murder, right? But
right.
Interesting to see what's going to come out of that.
You guys are or are not thinking the boyfriend was involved in this?
I don't know.
I mean,
go
that's the
both
first
ways.
person you look at for sure.
I go both ways,
I don't
especially with his
have enough information.
criminal
really.
history and all that. But then the fact that she's found nude on a trail, I mean, it's going to turn on an autopsy and everything else. But it could have been a rapist. I mean, she hiked and stuff, so it could have been somebody that was seen her. I mean, she's attractive female, right? And
Someone could have been following her.
could have been following her.
Yeah.
So all right, so y'all, let's go to another story. All right, now I don't know how I got proved to be the teller of the story, and you'll understand in a minute. A mom who has refused to cooperate with cops into the disappearance of her 5-year-old daughter has been jailed on other charges. Jordan Bowers, the mother of missing 5-year-old Oakley Carlson, was jailed for 43 months Monday in Montesano, Washington. The sentencing comes as authorities struggle to locate the little girl last seen back in February of 2021. Her disappearance wasn't reported until her house burned down in December 2021, with Bowers allegedly telling her other daughter that Oakley had been eaten by wolves. I don't know who's the wolf correspondent, but evidently it's me because I am the wolf. I used to be anyway. According to authorities, Bowers created 4 credit card accounts after stealing the personal information of friends and family members. She then used the credit cards to rack up more than $40,000 in charges at Walmart, on eBay, and even withdrawing cash to gamble at a casino. 3 of the fraudulent cards were discovered clogging a toilet when the authorities conducted a search of her hotel room while looking for her missing daughter, Oakley Carlson. Bowers was arrested on ID theft charges just minutes after she was released from prison for endangering the welfare of her other children with meth, a crime for which her husband and Oakley's father, Andrew Carlson, was also convicted. The mother and father continue to be the prime suspects in the disappearance of the little girl, and no trace of whom has ever been found. Oakley was barely 5 years old when she went missing. She has not been seen since February 2021, and the detectives say Bowers and Andrew Carlson have not been cooperative in the investigation. While Bowers will serve out her sentence for identity theft, Andrew has been released following his child endangerment sentence, and Oakley's sister described disturbing incidents involving the missing girl, who was allegedly locked in a cell under the stairs. She claims that Oakley was beaten after using her mother's torch to start a house fire. The missing girl's sister later told investigators that her mother had instructed her never to talk about Oakley and that she had gone out into the woods and had been eaten by wolves. When asked about Oakley's whereabouts, her parents told investigators that they had lost track of Oakley in late November of 2021. However, they did not file a police report until December of 2021, which was 10 months after.
They just lost track of her.
Right.
They figured, she'd be coming back anyway.
Yeah, but then get this, that was still 10 months after the last time anyone else had reported seeing Oakley alive.
So
how the hell does this not make more national news?
Did the girl start the fire? Did the Oakley start the fire?
That's what the sister said. But a mom's blowtorch. What's mom got a blowtorch?
But obviously they didn't find
hitting that glass meth dick.
They obviously didn't find her in the fire.
No, I mean shit. They've reported 11 months. They probably reported because they had to. Something was going down.
Yeah,
but I mean,
somebody was on
that baby.
Somebody kept asking questions.
Is dead somewhere, and I can pretty much assure you she was not eaten by wolves.
And if she and her husband were in jail at the same time, shouldn't someone have been
like
responsible to be taking care of
grandparents
ward of the court or something? Yeah.
I don't know.
That is so effed up.
We're gonna keep updated on that one because that's a whole lot more interesting than Mike's story about the Auburn.
God, is it ever? Jalen Kitna.
Oh, no.
I'm talking about the long snapper from last week.
They can't keep up with which one of their stories they want to tool on me about. They're tooling on me about separate
making
stories.
My sides hurt. Hey, you remember you're on probation, or you will be after this.
I am not.
We're going to go outside and put you on probation.
Double secret probation.
On probation.
That you know of.
2 out of 3.
Your turn, sir. These delays are going to get you on double secret probation. You're treading on thin ice, young man.
Seriously, this is the first time I've actually legitimately had my feelings hurt.
Well, then
I don't believe that for a second, y'all. He's lying.
Must not have been paying attention.
I need to gather myself for a moment because.
All right, moving along now.
My God,
I love you, boy.
I'm gonna shake up.
Now we got him. Now we got him concerned. He's flipping and looking for a better story.
It's not better or worse. It's just not.
Did you have something to do on the Auburn long snapper again? Because if you did,
you want me to give you another update?
No, I don't.
On the biggest story in the country?
What country? Baco, Curacao, or where are they from?
Trinidad and Tobago.
The Sandals Beach Resort?
The amazing thing is that you two laugh at stuff you say that is completely incorrect. That is the number one story in the world.
No, the lady naked on the trail with 5 kids.
Yes.
By the way, a woman with 5 kids. So, but that's not an attractive woman. That is a scary.
Oh God.
That is a scary.
Well, I'm leaving looks out of it. She was a naked lady found murdered.
That's right.
Yeah, no, it's not a.
trail
It's not a.
with 5 kids.
It's not. I know. There's nothing at all good about that.
Just like your stories. All right, I quit. I'm not gonna mess with you anymore. I promise.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill. And calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came
with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. And all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference God will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
You can. So to illustrate the board's ruling earlier today, Mike is going to do a story both from a region he covers, Australia, and a breed that he covers, which is sharks.
Is there a crime involved?
There is absolutely a crime involved, and you are going to be blown away by this story. Let's go down under for a story that combines 2 of my favorite topics, murder and sharks.
There you go.
In the Australian fall of 2019, pre-COVID, a fisherman with connections to the Sydney Aquarium caught a large tiger shark off the coast. Instead of returning the shark to the ocean, he donated the shark to his friends at the Sydney Aquarium. Tiger sharks, ones of this size, which is about 14 feet, are very rarely kept in captivity, but Sydney is one of the rare aquarium facilities capable of actually handling one. The big fish drew crowds its first couple of days, but then it appeared to get sick. The shark soon
Was it on cocaine?
The shark soon began freaking out, thrashing back and forth like it was having some sort of seizure. That's when it opened its mouth and regurgitated a human arm.
What?
Complete with a tattoo of 2 boxers duking it out on the arm. There was also a piece of rope tied around the wrist. All assumptions were that the shark had attacked and eaten the man, but when the authorities analyzed the arm, they realized it had not been severed by a bite, but rather had been chopped off by a sharp-edged object. Wow. This wasn't the victim of a shark attack. Instead, they were the victim of a good old-fashioned murder.
And then cutting them up, huh?
So thanks to the tattoo and fingerprint analysis, officials determined that the arm belonged to a local boxer-turned-thug named Jim Smith, and that the last person seen with Smith was a notorious forger by the name of Patrick Brady. The 2 were spotted playing cards one night a few weeks earlier, but Smith had not been seen since that card game. According to a cab driver, he'd picked Brady up on the very same night, and the man was quite nervous and refused to take his hand out of his pocket. The cab driver told the police that he dropped Brady off at the home of Reginald Holmes, a Sydney boat builder and sometimes drug smuggler. The word around town was that Holmes and Smith were involved in an insurance scam, and afterward, Smith had tried to blackmail Holmes. The police believed Holmes called for the hit on Smith and asked Brady to take care of it. After allegedly killing the boxer, Brady supposedly chopped up his body, stuffed most of the corpse in a trunk, and tossed the evidence into the sea. As for the lone arm, after the cops arrested Brady, Holmes agreed to testify against the alleged murderer, claiming that Brady had actually shown up at his home with the arm in some macabre attempt to blackmail the businessman, after which he supposedly tossed it into the sea. However, Holmes never got a chance to testify at trial, as he was shot to death on the morning the trial was to begin.
There you go. Plot thickens.
Police, unable to connect Brady and Holmes murder were forced to clear him of all charges. After all, just because there was an arm inside of a shark doesn't mean there was necessarily a dead body.
Right. Not enough evidence.
So that guy gets off
and he
got
to
murders.
take out his opponent, right? That, actually, very good.
Actually, shockingly, folks, Woody just gave me a nod that he approved of that story. We'll see what he says.
I hadn't
about
heard
it
of that.
before.
That was pretty good. I liked it.
Interesting.
Hopefully they'll come back and catch some more evidence on him.
Yeah. Find
The
the other
boxer, he
arm.
must have snuck him from behind.
That's right. That's right. Maybe an otter regurgitate the other one.
That's a river otter.
A 15-pound river otter.
Just kidding. All right.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
It is Mile High Crimes
Mile High.
for Friday, and
What are they doing now?
we're going to bring you all the way to Barcelona.
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 That's right. There's been
Barcelona.
a $9 million jewelry and cash heist at the Barcelona airport. Police in Spain have arrested two men who
Oh,
they
Jim
say...
is using one of my stories. What are you, an idiot? You're using a story from somebody like me? That could ruin your reputation. You better get a different story. You better use a different story. You don't want to be associated
It's Mile High
with
because
one of
the
my
plane
stories.
could have been anywhere.
A good friend of mine used to say, even the sun shines on a dog's ass.
Every now and then a blind
Every
squirrel
now and
finds an
then.
acorn.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. So,
Broken clocks right twice a day.
police in Spain have arrested two men who they say stole more than $9 million worth of
Not your
jewelry
geography
and
either, by the way.
cash. You gonna let me do this story?
No,
Or
but
you gonna keep interrupting?
feature Trump's geography. So the fact that it is
Trump.
no, not
Not
feature
Donald Trump.
Trump's geography. So the fact that it is your feature, meaning Mile High Crimes, allows you to do a story from Europe, even though normally you wouldn't be allowed to do a story from Europe.
Hell, I can't even do the story. Apparently. Police in Spain have arrested two men who they say stole more than $9 million worth of jewelry and cash from passengers at the Barcelona airport. Police sub-investigator Francis Garcia said Friday that two men had stolen carry-on luggage from other passengers that contained the jewelry and cash. Man, you still a piece of luggage that got that much? You scored, baby. Garcia said the men stole the bags on Wednesday and were captured doing so on the airport security cameras. Authorities were able to identify and track the two men and arrest them on Friday as they attempted to flee Barcelona in a car. Once police stopped them, they searched the trunk and found the stolen merchandise. The victims were Russian tourists who were catching a connecting flight to the airport, and some of the items stolen included watches, several rings, including a 47-carat ring worth nearly $5 million with an M.
Wow.
Dollars.
That's Mike's got one twice that size.
Yeah. That's what he
pretty
got
hard to
Jerry in
fence.
for her birthday.
Mike, can I borrow that ring for my doorknob's broke? I need a door.
Video of the stolen items shared by the police in a video on social media also showed necklaces and other silver and gold jewelry. So they scored on that one. You thought you were just getting underwear, but you ended up with a 47-carat ring.
The jackpot.
How about that for a Mile High Crime Friday?
Mile High. Somebody's got one.
Very
You can now
good.
take off that
Interesting.
belt
Now.
and move freely around the cabin.
Fridays are always fun for Kinky Crimes.
For Friday.
Yes.
Here we go, y'all. A skinny dipping couple on vacation in Florida was busted for getting hot and heavy at the beach.
Hey.
Right? Tiana Marinville, 26, and her husband, Alexandra, 27, were arrested Saturday afternoon for indecent exposure on a Florida beach. Police said they responded to outrage calls about the couple around 4 p.m. and found the wife completely naked.
Hey.
Several of the witnesses told officers
wrong with
they
that?
saw the couple have sex in the water and they were roaming the shore naked.
What about the jellyfish?
I don't know.
Well, must not have none that day.
Maybe not. I don't know why this is on video. Everything else in the world is.
Yeah.
Tiana admitted to police that she entered the water topless, but lost her bathing suit bottom on accident.
Whoops.
There you go.
Where did that go?
Right.
Rip currents.
Her
They
hus-
rip your bottoms right off.
Right. Rip off them bottoms. Her husband then approached officers and argued about the legality of swimming nudes, saying to police that, hey, we're all human.
Damn right.
Right? That's
Look,
right.
I'm with him.
Let free Willie, right?
That's it.
The couple claimed they
Live
didn't
and let
know that
live.
nudity at the beach was illegal because they were on vacation from Vermont.
Yes.
Right?
Vermont, we all run around like that.
I'm sure they do. Tapping trees.
The weather's
syrup.
a little rough for running around naked in Vermont.
Yeah, somebody.
Well, apparently they
I don't know why.
ain't got a problem.
They
Maybe in Vermont
they
it's
get a
legal.
Florida law book. I'm pretty sure they're full of shit. But anyway, they were arrested, y'all.
Vermont.
And, yeah, we're from Vermont.
Said nobody ever when they tried to get out of a crime. We're from Vermont.
Actually, it's a good line. Actually,
Yeah, because nobody knows the law in Vermont
right,
except
right.
people from Vermont, and we love our Vermont people.
Yeah, well,
we don't have any Vermont.
I want
we used to call them woodchucks. We used to go up there skiing all the time. The locals,
Yeah.
you call them woodchucks.
Really? Well, I'm gonna tell you what, they're okay because the Mega Million winners this week, who's now an instant billionaire, is from Florida, and they're gonna go bond them out for $1,500 bond.
Yep,
Wish
that's right.
Wish I was that dude.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah, hey, Kinky Crimes for Friday.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a little skinny.
That was
dipping.
one
What
guy
do you
got that $1.5 billion.
Nothing wrong with a little skinny dipping.
Yes,
That's it. We were all born without clothes.
that's right.
FYI.
That's right.
Except Mike. He was born in Tommy Hilfiger.
Boy, we were kicking,
Giving him a hard
we were
time.
kicking
today.
the shit out of you today, man. But you know what time it is, Mike? Let's make you smile. Banjos.
Banjos, and we got a fiddle. Man, we got a little fiddle action in there as well.
Loving that, boy. Loving that extended version. There you go.
That makes it all worthwhile.
Yes, it does.
Drive 2 hours at 5:30 in the morning.
Get the
Have two idiots give you shit for 3 hours just to get to banjos and fiddles.
Here it comes. Dumb criminals.
Let's go to Great Britain.
Yes.
Oh, hey, that's your area.
It's my area.
You have the right.
That's my area, and this is my guy, Justin Stansfield.
Mm-hmm.
Justin had been doing drugs for so many years, heroin
That's always a
specifically,
good way to start.
that he lost all of his teeth.
Yeah, well, that happens. Meth mouth and shit.
But after a successful string of robberies, Justin had made enough money to pay for a fresh set of fitted dentures.
There you go. Good for you,
So
Justin.
he had some chompers. Just a few days after getting his new chompers, Stansfield broke into a garage to steal some items to fund his next fix.
All right.
While in the garage, he saw a freezer in the garage and opened the door of the freezer, and what do you know? It was full of cold beer and popsicles.
Hey,
That's a really cold beer.
that's it.
It's in a freezer,
That's all I need.
right? I just roll it in the hope it was
He
lay down,
decided-
just lay in it.
He decided what could it hurt to
Partake.
take a few minutes and check out the beers and the popsicles. So he removed his fake teeth to enjoy a couple of the popsicles. I guess them being new, I don't know. Maybe it feels different.
He was gumming them.
He was gumming the popsicles. So he removed his teeth to enjoy a couple of popsicles after he had downed a few beers. Being new to the whole teeth thing, he forgot to put them back in before he left with his loot.
But they had DNA on them.
When the owners got home, they found their garage ransacked and many valuable items missing, but they also found a set of dentures with the name of the company that manufactured them imprinted on the underside. It took police just one phone call to identify the owner of the teeth. That dumb act cost Stanfield 16 months behind bars.
Well, it should have.
But he got some. Look, he got some popsicles. He got some beers.
Beer.
He still. I assume they gave him his chompers back, and he had him. He had him in the pokey.
Then maybe they're in evidence.
Yeah.
Maybe
Might
they're
need to hold
destroyed.
those till the trial.
I wonder what inmates would do if you found out another guy had benches in there.
Yeah, I'm good there.
Hey, I don't even know.
You'd be
that they allow
those would be
that.
yanked out so fast.
Yeah. That's a really good question. Go criminal.
Research that, Woody, would you?
Yeah. 'Cause I'm trying to.
Oh, those
I really
fiddles,
like
the
that.
fiddle's great.
So a bunch
Yeah,
of them
I
that
really
didn't
like
have
that
any
longer version.
And
It's a what?
what did they steal today, Jim
Gucci.
Chapman?
I
Gucci's,
probably came up with the best they stole what I've come up with yet.
That wouldn't be
Last
hard.
night about we're gonna ignore that comment. Last night about 10:30, I came across this and I'm like, wow, this is great.
I can't wait to hear it.
All right, a Florida man was arrested after he was accused of snatching an unattended stroller at Epcot and then breaking into the car in the parking lot that the keys belonged to that were in the stroller.
The keys. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, before we even go any further, if y'all have ever been to Disney World, how the hell did you find the car? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, like 14 million
Yeah,
cars.
it's 10 million miles
Probably
worth
out
of
there
parking
walking
lot.
through the parking lot going beep.
Yeah, it's going down each other.
Disney's attendance has been down
So
considerably.
Ahmed Snaya, 24, is charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle, which is a second-degree felony, and simple theft for the stroller. This may have not been an isolated incident. The incident could be tied to other thefts at Disney's Animal Kingdom and Epcot. The Orange County Sheriff's Office is investigating. Now, Disney security just happened to notice something suspicious on video surveillance. He was seen taking a baby stroller parked in front of the France Pavilion, an area where the masses often ditch their strollers to go ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Snia took the stroller, which included the keys to a gray Kia Sportage. The park police observed Snia on surveillance video walking through the Epcot Center parking lot, where he located the Kia parked in the Crush section of the lot. Snia opened the driver's side door, loaded the stroller, started the engine, and took off. But instead of going home, he went to Disney Hollywood Studios and attempted to enter the park. That's where authorities caught him and arrested him. At the park entrance, the Disney security stopped Snia, and the Orange County Sheriff's Office was called to the scene. He has been ordered not to return to Walt Disney World as part of the conditions of his pretrial release. So there you go. Stealing an
Stroller
Epcot
with-
Well,
Center stroller.
first of all, everyone knows you can steal those Kias without a key.
Right. Yeah. That's I was thinking.
Great
of
point.
Yeah.
They stole what? They stole what? That was a good one. All right.
It's a 5 on a scale.
We want to mention ourrescue.org.
Yes.
Human trafficking. We want to end that. You
Yes.
can, all it takes is to save one. So focus on the one and not the 50.
Say something.
And our newest partners, rescuemike.org. Please help me.
I see
Yes.
him beating down the door.
All right. Until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Your host of Real Life Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Jenny Day.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.